Hello everyone, myself Suraj and welcome to my class Our World. Today we are going to know about the interior of the earth. This is the first one of chapter 1 class 8 geography of WBBSc syllabus. So first of all, let us go through the introduction. So we know that our planet Earth is home for every kinds of living beings and non-living materials. It was created almost 4.6 million years ago and it was in hot molten state at its initial stage of formation. But with passage of time, the molten hot materials rapidly cooled down and solidified to form the surface and the interior of the earth. The bulky and solid materials moved towards the center and the lighter material moved towards the outer surface. This whole process leads to the formation of different layers inside the earth. These layers has different density and their characteristic features are also differ from each other. The temperature inside the earth's interior increases at the rate of 1 degree centigrade for every 32 meter of descent towards the core. So from this introductory portion, we can easily say that Earth actually formed about 4.6 million years ago and it was in hot molten state at the initial time. But with the passage of time, it rapidly cooled down and solidified and few layers of the earth was created at that time. So those layers are differ from their characteristics features. There are different type of building materials. The bulky and heavy materials or minerals like nickel, iron, those move towards the core, and those which are lighter in nature, those minerals are generally moved towards the surface. If we move towards the earth center, the density of the material also increases, as well as the temperature also will increase with every 1 degree centigrade for 32 meter of descent toward the core. Now few important notes are given here, like the circumference of the earth, that is 40,075 kilometer, earth's radius, that is 6,370 kilometer. The first time scientists attempt to penetrate the surface the Pacific crust in spring 1961 near Guadeloupe Island in Eastern Pacific Ocean. World's deepest mine is Robinson Deep in South Africa, that is 3 to 4 kilometers deep. The deepest hole ever created by man is Kola Drill, the Kola Peninsula in northwestern Russia, about 9 inches wide and over 12,262 kilometers deep. The temperature of the Earth's interior is almost 5,000 degrees centigrade or more. Now let us move towards the sources that providing information about the Earth's interior. So there are few sources which easily provide us information about the internal status or internal layers of the Earth. First of all, the sources are hot spring, then earthquake and volcanic eruptions. So let us discuss about these sources. So they are mainly endogenetic forces or endogenic processes. They generally occurs inside the earth crust. So first of all, that is volcanic eruption. Let us discuss about volcanic eruption. When hot molten magma comes out into the surface through some cracks or vents from earth's interior, it spread all over the earth's surface in the form of hot lava or molten lava. Hot gases, dust and smokes also rises during this process, which let us know about the hot molten nature of Earth's interior and its high inner temperature. So from the volcanic activities or volcanic eruptions, when lava generally comes out into the surface, at that time we can easily predict that the interior parts of the earth is somewhat molten in nature, or somewhere there is molten nature in the earth's interior parts. Now next is earthquake. So what is earthquake? So during earthquake the ground is shaken by shock waves generated inside the earth crust. These seismic waves normally move with different speed in different mediums, solid, liquid as well as gas. So when they change their speed and direction dramatically, it let us know that there are different layers of interiors of the earth. So in interior of the earth there are different layers, and the layers are in different state or in different medium, like solid as well as liquid medium. For that reason, the direction or the speed or velocity of the seismic waves also differ or changes in different layers of the earth. Now next is hot spring. So from hot spring we also can gather information about the earth's interior. So these are the jet of hot water and steam rises from earth's interior due to massive heat and pressure caused by magma which is present inside the earth's crust, and it also provides us the clue about the high temperature of earth's interior. So hot spring are the hot water or hot steam generally comes out through cracks or crevices on the earth's surface, and they are generally heated by the pressure and heat of hot molten magma inside the earth's crust. Example: hot springs are found in Malaysia, Iceland, China, and in so many countries of the world. Now, come to the next portion, that is geothermal energy. So this is just the introduction about geothermal energy. Let me tell you what is geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is the non-conventional source of energy, and it is generated inside the Earth's surface due to excessive heat of the Earth's underlying layers. So it's generally caused by the excessive heat of the Earth's underlying layers. Here, the energy is obtained by pushing the water through pipes using pumps at very depth inside the crust through joints or hot rocks. Then uh, this water then converted into steam, and this steam is used for driving generators and producing electricity. Example: geothermal power station of Puga Valley in Ladakh, which is currently in process, and Tarapani of Chhattisgarh, then Manikaran of Himachal Pradesh, Tua of Gujarat, and Jalgaon of Maharashtra. These are some examples of geothermal energy which are actually in process in our country. Now the picture is given here which showing the how geothermal energy works. So first of all, the water is pumped here through pipes, and this here is the magma chamber. This magma chamber, it actually heating the water, and the steam rising upward through the pipes, and these pipes actually uh, rotating the turbines and generating the electricity here. Okay, now let's move towards the density of the earth. So earth, in the earth there are so many layers, and different layers has different density. So first of all, let us discuss about the density of the earth's layer. The density of the different layers of the earth varies from crust towards the core. So it generally varies from crust towards the core. In the crust there is very less density found, and in core the density of the materials is very high. The density of the crustal layers is minimum, and in core it is maximum. Average of the earth is 5.51 gram per centimeter cube is the average density of the earth's interior. The variation of the earth's density is caused due to the gravitational pull applied to the heavy material like nickel, iron is maximum, and they accumulated at the center, while the lighter materials like silica, magnesium, aluminum move towards the surface. So we know that lighter materials generally move towards the surface, and the heavier material they gathered in the center of the earth or in the core of the earth. So due to the excessive heat and pressure, the materials inside the earth are in state of apparent solidity. They are not very solid in nature, or they are liquid in nature. They are in the state of semi-liquid status. For this reason, there are several density zones or layers inside the earth are created. The information about these layers or density zones has been gathered by studying the movement of seismic waves like P wave and these are the seismic waves which are generated during the time of earthquake, and they actually travel with different speed or velocity in the different mediums inside the earth or different layers inside the earth. So the P wave can pass through both solid and liquid medium, where S wave can pass through only solid medium. These seismic waves passes through areas of different rigidity with varying velocity. Now let us discuss about the table. The table showing here the layers of the earth and their different density. So first of all, the continental crust, that is also known as shale, that is silica and aluminum. So this layer is the topmost crustal layer and it has the lowest density, that is 2.7 to 3.0 gram per centimeter cube. Now next is the oceanic crust, which is just underlying just below the shale or continental crust, and it is little bit heavier or denser as compared to the continental crust. It has density of about 3.0 to 3.3 gram per centimeter cube. Now next is the mantle. Mantle is totally composed of silicate minerals, where two types of mantles are generally found, chrophesima and nephesyma. These mantle layers are also very thicker as compared to the crustal layers, and it has density of about 3.3 to 5.7 gram per centimeter cube. Now next is the outer core. So outer core also having very great density, and it is actually in liquid state as compared to the inner core, which is present in solid state. So outer core has the density of about 9.9 to 12.12 gram per centimeter cube, where the inner core, which is solid in nature, and it has the highest density among all these layers of the earth, which is 12.6 to 13.0 gram per centimeter cube. So all of you, thanks for watching my video, and we'll meet again in our next class. Up to that, stay tuned for my next video.